Sarah, the metal theologian. Fucking adjusting this thing as always. So, yeah, what the fuck are we doing today? We're gonna talk about some 45s. Just because, I don't know, man. I've been sort of like new wave British heavy metal mode, and that's kind of what most of my 45s are that I have. I actually just got a couple recently that I've been kind of keeping an eye out for. I pulled this out, and it just like kept me going. So first of all, I just admire that cover because that's what you call a 10 out of 10. That's like a perfect fucking cover, right? Yeah, Black Witch, some nobody guys on Crashed Records. I'm pretty sure these guys are Irish, especially because one of them is named Declan, and the other one is named, I don't know, somewhere I'm not even sure how to pronounce it, so it's probably not English, if you know what I'm saying. So, but yeah, this is actually probably the most metal tune on the record, this one. I played it, once or twice already, and, it's funny because even though it's 86 and it has that cover is really kind of incongruous as far as the music sounds like. It really has that new wave vibe to it, and that's just, I don't know, man, there's just something so fucking endearing about that shit. I've kind of been all over it. Now, before I get into it, there's one other thing I gotta show, because I mentioned too, I missed Farley, that I would show this in my next video, but there we go. Fucking hype sticker that's homemade from the record store, but this is my copy of the Armed and Dangerous EP. It's actually my second copy. I had a different one a long time ago, and I think I got this one because when I was still living in California, a friend of mine was in San Mateo and called me up, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm at this record store and they have these fucking Anthrax records here. Do you need any of them?" I was like, "Yeah, what the fuck?" And that's actually, I'm pretty sure I got this one. Fistful of Metal, I definitely got out of that, and Among the Living. Fistful of Metal and Among the Living, I think this one, but I'm not sure. So, yeah, it's funny. I was like sort of reuniting with these old friends, and anyway, this one is, I don't know, this is a rare find. I don't know if that's really true. I mean, they pressed a lot of these, but, it's a cool record. I just played it before because I actually hadn't listened to it in a long time. It's a little bit superfluous, really. Like, this isn't the one I'd send you out looking for if you're looking for, like, Anthrax shit. If you're spreading the disease, that's the first one you need. Well, unless you're going to go for Fistful of Metal, which might be my favorite. But as far as the sound, I'd say Spreading the Disease. This record has them redoing Metal Thrashing Mad and Panic off the first album, which is great. And then it has Armed and Dangerous. A special pre-release version, but it's, if you have Spreading the Disease, it's on there. And then Raise Hell, I don't know if that's on anything else or not, honestly, but that's the only exclusive track on here except for the cover of the Sex Pistols cover, which I'll get to. Raise Hell's okay, but it's not like their finest moment, you know what I mean? It's probably about as good as, like, Medusa, okay? So, or maybe, that Evil Nick Confession song on Among the Living. It's fine. It's not bad by any stretch, but it's not like so good that you need to go out and find this just for that song, And it's cool hearing like fucking a really like early recording of Joey Belladonna redoing those Neil Turbin songs, but again, it's not like this is like the ultimate, So one thing that really sucks about this record is the cover. This is something I was actually arguing with Farley about. Because I think Anthrax just picked really lousy covers, and I think it might have been a little miscommunication with it, because it's not the performance, it's the selection, okay? I think God Save the Queen is a piss-poor choice of a song to cover. Everybody knows it, it's overplayed to death. It already was by fucking 80, well, maybe not 84, but by the time I got this record and got into Anthrax, like in the 80s, I was kind of about done with the Sex Pistols already, and I didn't really need to hear Anthrax doing it. Yeah, then if you think about the other songs they covered, like Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, they did a bang-up job with that song, but I don't need to hear a cover of Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, you know what I mean? It's like, it's one of the songs you just can't really bring anything new to, because the original's already perfect, And what else? Oh yeah, I'm 18 they did. Man, why would you cover that? I don't get it, It's like, and then that Joe Jackson cover, I mean, that was probably their best choice. Either that or the Trust cover that they did, but neither of those is like a particularly like useful cover, I don't think. So, I don't know, it's like, it was contrasted with Metallica, who tended to pick really good songs to cover. And, you know, regardless of what you think of the performance, the selections were interesting, you know, and so that's kind of my beef with Anthrax and their covers. But that said, though, this is a worthwhile record. Don't spend a shit ton of money on it, but, you know, you find one of these for $10, by all means, snap it up. It's a good record. It's, you know, there are just at least 3 other Anthrax records I'd recommend over it, and that's minimum, okay? Alright, so
before I go any further, actually, we're bringing back a little segment here today because
I was at the store today and found something that kind of blew my mind. Cinnamon Coca-Cola. Truthfully, I can't really even imagine what this might taste like. So, even though it kind of sounds terrible, I think I had to grab a 12 of it because that was what they had, and we're going to fucking give it some crack. So, it's been a while since I did one of these. If you've missed it, this is your moment. You're not going to get the bottle opening because it's in a can. We're busting this open. I'm guaranteed this is high fructose corn syrup. Got caffeine, no points for that, right? Although it's Coke, so I expect it. I can already smell it. Mostly smells like cola. It's a limited edition, by the way. That's like the clinch. I mean, I'd have to try this anyway. But it's a limited edition. Oh my god. I'm so sold. So, alright, let's see how this is. See, that last whiff smelled like cinnamon now. So, and actually like cinnamon, not so much just like spice, which is what I expect. Like cinnamon, like, you know, like cinnamon Mike and Ike's. They're hot tamales. They're kind of just like spicy, you know. Alright, let's stop talking. Huh. Hear this new wave British heavy metal vibe, by the way. It's fucking awesome. It's totally late for it at 86. But this scratches the itch, man. So hard, dude. I was fucking digging the shit out of this. Anyway, this is very cinnamony, and it's not like the sort of candy cinnamon that you expect. It actually kind of tastes like, I'm not going to quite go as far as say real cinnamon, although let's see if there's cinnamon in here. There's natural flavors, but it doesn't say cinnamon. It's really not what I expected. I was expecting it to be, there's another soda that's like sort of a spicy cinnamon. I can't remember what it's called. I wasn't really crazy about it. This one kind of has the cinnamon and kind of the cola thing going on. I'm not really sure if they combine very well, you know what I mean? Like in a cherry Coke, the flavors like really combine and sort of become something I think it's even more than like the sum of its parts, you know what I mean? This one I kind of feel like there's a cinnamon component and there's a cola component. And they're both okay. I'm not quite sure if I actually like this or not. I'm going to finish it. It's not bad. But I'm not sure if I'd say this is really good, you know what I mean? Or this is good even, as opposed to, this was interesting, I'm glad I tried it, you know what I mean? It's not making me gag or anything, that's for sure. There's only ever been one soda that I couldn't finish, by the way. If you've been watching for a long time, you might remember, but it was like a special, like, Christmas edition, like, fuck, what was it? I want to say cookies and cream, but it wasn't. It was like a sugar cookie or gingerbread or something like that. It was fucking gross. I think it was a sugar cookie one. So anyway, we're going to bust out a few 45s here. I'm going to pull them out. I'm not going to do it, like, randomly random. I'm going to pull out shit that I feel like talking about, but it's going to be semi-random. So, yeah, here are the new ones, man. It's funny. I actually, the very first video I ever made, if you've really been watching, I mean, if you look back, it's like stiff and wooden. I wasn't really comfortable yet and shit. But it was like basically an introduction video, but I wanted to put something else in there, so I like showed my Diamond Head records. Well, I actually just got the first couple 45s after a long time. So this is Shoot Out the Lights. and back with a very primitive version of Helpless. And it's funny, like the sleeve that it came in was like this fucking cardboard thing that's terrible for the record. But someone wrote Diamond Head on it like that, with that sort of weird head of it. I'm kind of a sucker for that sort of thing, so I actually might keep that. I don't know, I haven't even decided yet. Yeah, so there's that one, and then this one. Fucking first one right here, Sweet and Innocent. And backed with Streets of Gold, I want to say. So I'm actually going to throw these on. I wanted something I could talk with for a while, but I'm going to play 45s the rest of this because fucking, that's a cool thing to do. So, let's see what else there is. Just leave that there. Yeah, so even the label on this one is unusual. Like it's happy face music, but it's not actually like happy face label. So like the White Album and the other ones. So I actually thought about pulling out those other ones, the LPs, but fuck it, you've seen it. Yeah, Streets of Gold is the other one. Yeah, this sounds even more rough than it did on the album. You know, like the original mix of the album. It's pretty well known that it like got remixed a few times, and there are all sorts of different versions, including a CD version that claimed to be the original mix, but really wasn't. And the original mix is just the best, man. It's the most raw. I mean, the other ones. My introduction to the band was one of those other ones at the end of the 80s. Jesus, when I first discovered this band. But yeah, the original mix, well, the White Album was actually one of the first, like, kind of expensive records that I ever bought, that I, like, paid for, and it was worth every fucking penny, dude, because first of all, it's such a great record anyway, but it just sounded so much better than any of the previous versions I'd heard. I had had Behold the Beginning. The first one I ever had was actually that Am I Evil I had on Picture Disc. The first thing I ever came across. And when I got that White Album, it was like hearing all those songs for the first time, so. Yeah, Shoot Out the Lights is one of my favorite songs. And I got a big kick out of the super primitive version of Helpless. I should probably throw that on too. So I'll probably get a content ID for Metallica if I do that. But you know, whatever. I'll fucking contest it. They're usually actually pretty cool about it with Metallica. So. Alright, so let's see what else we've got here. I actually just like put these back. I had a bunch from like previous videos that were just like mixed up and shit. So. Alright, so people have been talking about crucifixions. Let's show my crucifixion 45s. They're just on the run. This is on Neat. I've probably shown this before, but yeah, super primitive, like fat cover there. And actually, I think someone told me that this picture, like, they stole from somewhere, but I couldn't tell you where. Anyway, it's sort of a classic Neat label with, you know, the fucking that thing and then the logo over it, just like on those early Venom 45s and all that shit. And that's a cool record. This one is really kind of the motherfucker of the lot. This is the Fox. Back with Death Sentence. Unfortunately, thanks to High Roller, I'm 90% sure it's High Roller, who just put out a comp recently that collected a bunch of crucifixion shit. You can get this for, you know, a lot easier than what is trying to find these 45s anymore. Yeah, but that's a cool fucking record. In fact, I wonder if I should leave it out. I've played it out here before, man. You know what the Fox sounds like. I'm being so fucking hokey. Oh, you know what the Fox by Crucifixion sounds like. Everyone knows Crucifixion, you know, but I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'm just a prick, too. Here's one, okay, speaking of Neat records. This is one of my all-time favorite fucking records. Fist. It's a great cover. I love that fucking simple, primitive-looking cover. And man, Fist, I mean, that's one of the best band names ever. How can you argue with that? In fact, I'm going to throw that Fist one on for a sec. Then maybe we'll come back around on Helpless. Or better yet, Shoot Out the Lights. I don't know, man. Both those songs are so fucking good. Yeah, this is the first Fist 45, again, if I'm not mistaken. It's weird because they had this weird thing where they were sort of on Neat sometimes, on MCA sometimes. I don't know exactly what the story is, but there was another 45 or two on MCA, but their first album, and the first album actually came out on MCA, but the second record came out on Neat, and the second record was kind of better too, I think. This is Name, Rank, and Serial Number by Fist. That band shot. So fucking good, this shit. This guy really is more like a new wave British heavy metal type of singer than Glenn Coates, you know? I don't think I've shown this one before, actually. Hammerhead, Time Will Tell. It's kind of sought after, too. I haven't played this one in a long time either, honestly. Just the back of it. Really just kind of an also-ran, but it's just a cool 45. Now, look at that in there, too, by the way. It only has an opening on one side. I came with it that way, so it's going to stay out, too. Alright, this is a personal favorite, actually. I had an original of this, but I let it go, Hard Times. So I now have this. This is like a Brazilian boot. And you'll never find it with the original cover, anyway. The one that I had didn't have any sleeve. Yeah, the song Saturday Night Special is really one of my favorite tunes from the era. The B-side, Waste My Love. It'd be going a little too far to say it's crap, but it's kind of wimpy, you know what I mean? It's not really what you want when you're reaching. Let's try this. This is probably the best Jaguar record. You know, Jaguar, that Power Games LP gets thrown around from time to time. It was also on Neat. I really think that record's kind of lame. It just sounds kind of lifeless, I think. But this Axe Crazy 45 is fantastic, man. Really first rate. Look, the picture's even in color, man. They like went all out with the budget on this one over at Neat. Yeah, then the first one was on heavy metal. I think the song Backstreet Woman is actually too long. I don't have the sleeve for this one. It's expensive. But Chasing the Dragon is great, too. There's also a live record that came out on, I want to say, Buried by Time and Dust, which was a double. And a lot of the songs that appear on the album were on that. And like in the live setting, they just sounded a lot better, too. So, kind of redeemed some of that shit. This is almost over, so. You know what's annoying about these fucking things, by the way, is the covers are oversized, so I don't have any sleeves that fit them. So fucking good, man. Fucking Fist. Jeez, I'm already almost 20 minutes in, man. Showing like 3 records. Well, whatever, man. Fucking just make another one if this one gets too long, so. Alright, let's put away the Fist and we're gonna bust out High Treason. Yeah, you know, the other thing that sucks about these is that for some reason they mastered them at 33 instead of at 45. Yeah. Alright, but this is a song that you might not have heard before. I've never heard anyone else talking about this. And it's an awesome song. Bass part is so cool. Jameson Raid, It's a Crime. The rest of this record's decent. Catcher in the Rye and 7 Days of Splendor, decent songs, but It's a Crime is a gem. In fact, I'll leave it out. What else do we have here? I think I've shown this one before too, but this is Fantasy Reality by Kraken. This record has a distinction of being way too long. This plays at 33 and it's like, Jesus, it's like fucking 10 minutes aside or something like that. It just goes on and on. And the songs are really good, but it's way too much music packed into these grooves. It sounds like absolute shit. But man, you can't argue with that presentation. Never had a sleeve, this is it, you know? You know, I'll bet will be all over this record is John Big Bop Boom. Flipping past the Odin and some other shit that I know I've shown. This is kind of a cool one, actually. This is an original Pentagram 45 from 79. It's Living in a Ram's Head. Kind of lucked into a copy of this. When the Screams Come, one of many versions on the B-side, but it's on high voltage. It's another one that never came with a sleeve. Probably don't know the song. What else do we have here? Fucking Ricochet, Midas Light. I actually lucked into this because close to 20 years ago, the band just sort of came out of the woodwork and said, hey, we found a bunch of copies of these, like on some like metal forum. They're like, if anyone wants one, just send us like, I don't know, whatever. It wasn't cheap, but it was a lot less than what they had been going for previously. Like, yeah, we'll send you one. So here it is. It's a really cool record too. Like another one that really has that barroom vibe. Look at my Sparta. Angel of Death. These guys were not as heavy as they sound like they're gonna be. You know, Sparta, Angel of Death, that kind of like sets you up for like, you know, maybe not quite Venom level, but like Witchfinder generally, you know. Has this weird poster cover too. Yes, they were nowhere near that heavy, but they're good. Put this back together. God, these are all so good. I'll put that back together later. This is an obscure one, man. I don't know how to show this one. These guys are actually from Cleveland. This isn't British. This is Saber. City of Flames. And I got this for next to nothing. It was like maybe 50 cents or something. If you go on Discogs, actually, it says that this one was only ever sold at one record store in Cleveland. And that's where I got it. I found it like in a dollar bin, like Remaindered. And now apparently it's kind of sought after. It's a really good record. I'd say the A-side is great. You know, the B-side is okay. It's better than the B-side of this High Treason record, but it's not tremendous. I'm going to put on Jameson Raid, though, I think. I really compromised on the condition to get a hold of some of these when I did, so I hope these don't like sound like absolute shit, you know. Alright, here we go. Yeah, 7 Days of Splendor is cool, but I don't want to drag out the video, so we're going to get right to the good stuff here. Here's a badass one. That's one of the greatest songs ever. Oh shit. Alright. This one plays at 33 too. Probably says on the thing I didn't pay any attention, so. I really kind of hate these 7 inches that play at 33, but that's the way it goes. This one plays at 45. Fucking rules, man. This might be the best 45 of all time right here. There's no better one, not in my estimation. Both songs are perfect, 100%. Yeah, here's another one on heavy metal. That's a weird one because this has the original cover, but it didn't really come with a real cover. It just came with this fucking card. See that? It's not even like a sleeve. And it's nowhere near as heavy as you would expect a band called Satanic Rites to be. Although, that guy's mustache is pretty appropriate for some Satanic Rites. Listen to this. Really a punky vibe on this, you know? I mean, I wouldn't put this in the punk section, but I'd say you could make a case against this even like belonging in the metal section. Man, the more I drink of this, the more the cinnamon aspect kind of seems a little weird, so I don't know, man. I'm not going to give it a thumbs down, but I'm not going to say go out of your way for this fucking cinnamon shit. Here's another one, man. This Sweet Savage 45. That's a pretty cool one, man. Take No Prisoners and Killing Time on the B-side. Yeah, Vivian Campbell kind of drove the price of this record up. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. You know what I mean? There's this record. There was a song on the Friday Rock Show, and there was one other 45. And there was some demo shit that got released on an LP recently, but I don't have that. I don't have the second 45 either. It's a lot harder to find than this one even, and it's not as good, so fuck it. But this one's awesome. Like, even though the name is kind of dumb, Sweet Savage, this is one of the few that can compete with Satan, I think. Or maybe Hollow Ground, you know? I'm gonna have to do another video, man. It's already almost half hour. And Torture is fucking great, man. That song Last Post is so good. Yeah, I'm gonna put on a minute of Torture and then we'll hang it. That's right. So awesome. Yeah, and this Torture 45 I got from one of the one of the two guys who was a Monster before it became Rockadrome, so. Hear me talking about Rockadrome sometimes like it's an old friend. It's because it's kind of an old friend. Another one that plays at 33, man, but this record is so fucking good. Listen to this. Called Torture. Again, no sleeve ever came with this one. It was just that label that I just showed. Should have cleaned it up. I've talked 100 times about how I think the best of the new wave of British heavy metal shit never came out on LP. Except I think it was all on 45s on comps, other than, you know, like Iron Maiden, Venom, Witchfinder General is an exception. And there are a lot of LPs that are good, you know what I mean? But like the Jaguar LP I think is kind of lame. I think, Jesus, the Bitch of Sin, the first LP was pretty, you know, mediocre. Pretty much everything on heavy metal was kind of mediocre except for Witchfinder General. And on Neat, I mean, neither of the Fist LPs held up to that 45, I think, you know. So yeah, it's like, I feel a little bit bad, like I'm kind of here to say, oh, it's fucking hopeless, you know what I mean? But that's really where the fucking jewels are, man. It's these fucking 45s, like little forgotten ones, like Torture. Who the fuck knows who these guys were? I don't, you know. But, God, this is a motherfucker. This blows away anything on that Jaguar LP. Probably sounds like I really have it in for Jaguar. They're actually good. It's just, you know. Anyway, it's been a half hour. Fucking flew right by. So, I don't know, maybe I'll come back and do some more of this later on or something. Thanks for watching. And until next time.